Hello students, today we are going to study the DTFT for the periodic signal and its properties. Similar to the CT case, that is continuous time case, we can express the FT of a DT periodic signal in terms of the impulses. If DT, that is discrete time periodic signal x of n, is the fundamental period n, has the discrete time Fourier series coefficient ak, that is x of n is equal to summation k is equal to n ak into e raised to jk into 2 pi divided by n into n. Then that is x of e raised to j omega, that is dtft is equal to summation minus infinity to infinity 2 pi a into ak delta of the omega minus 2 pi k divided by n. So furthermore we can define the x of n on as a one basic period of x of n, and it can be show that is ak is equal to 1 by n x of e raised to j k 2 pi by n. In other words, the equation number 6 states that the DTFT of x of n is a sequence of impulses located at multiples of the fundamental frequency 2 pi by n, and the strength of the impulses are located at omega, that is equal to k into 2 pi by n is 2 pi ak. For example, take the example x of n is equal to cos of omega 0 n, where omega is equal to 2 pi by 3. So you can locate the cos of 2 pi by 3 n, that is having the amplitude 1 to minus 1, and phase, that is Fourier transform of cos of omega 0 is equal to cos of omega 0 n. So that is cos of omega 0 n is equal to 1 by 2 e raised to j omega 0 n plus 1 by 2 e raised to minus j omega 0 n by referring the figure. So that is equal to cos of e raised to j omega 0 n to the transfer to the 2 pi summation L is equal to minus to infinity delta of omega minus omega 0 minus 2 pi L. Proof of the inverse DTFT. So that is equal to 1 by 2 pi integration over the period 2 pi into 2 pi summation of L is equal to minus infinity to infinity delta of omega minus omega 0 minus 2 pi L into e raised to j omega and d omega. So that is equal to, by solving this equation, so that is equal to L is equal to minus infinity to infinity integration over the period 2 pi in delta of omega minus omega 0 minus 2 pi L into e raised to j omega and d omega n. The last line follows the since only one impulse is included in any interval of the length 2 pi. Hence, cos of 2 pi by 3 n it tends to, that is pi of summation L is equal to minus infinity to infinity delta of omega minus 2 pi by 3 minus 2 pi n plus summation L is equal to minus infinity to infinity sorry summation L is equal to minus infinity to infinity delta of omega plus 2 pi by 3 minus 2 pi n, and it shows that sine of 2 pi by 3 n into, that is equal to pi by j summation L is equal to minus infinity to infinity delta of omega minus 2 pi by 3 minus 2 pi n minus, so for the sign will be changed minus, so that is summation L is equal to minus infinity to infinity delta of omega plus 2 pi by 3 minus 2 pi n. So plot the sine 2 pi by 3 n and its DTFT in the figure below. So this is the sine plot. So for this kind of the derivation you need pen and paper, so you can derive the equation as well as plot the signal or show the frequency spectrum of the signal. Let us take the one more example. Find the DTFT of impulse train. X of n is equal to summation k is equal to minus infinity to infinity delta of n minus kn. Then ak is equal to 1 by n is equal to n, x of n e raised to minus j k 2 pi by n into n, that is equal to n. So from the equation number 6, x of e raised to j omega is equal to 2 pi by n, k is equal to minus infinity to infinity for the summation and the delta of omega minus 2 pi k divided by m. So you can plot this figure as well as this. Let us start with the properties of the DTFT. So by using the property you can solve the different example easily. So the first property is the periodicity. The DTFT is always periodic in omega with the period 2 pi. So that is x of e raised to j omega plus 2 pi, that is equal to x of e raised to j omega. That means that signal repeats after the some period. So after the some interval, that signal repeats itself. That is nothing but the periodicity. In contrast, the CTFT is not guaranteed generally periodic. Linearity, second property. Let x of n have the Fourier transform of x of e raised to j omega and y of n have the DTFT y of e raised to j omega. Then z of n is equal to ax of n plus by of n. So its DTFT will become z of x of e raised to j omega. Z of e raised to j omega is equal to a into x of e raised to j omega plus b of b into x of e raised to j omega. So linearity property is nothing but obeys the superposition theorem. Time shift, third property. If x of n have the DTFT x of e raised to j omega, then if signal is shifted to minus n interval, so x of n minus n is equal to is DTFT is e raised to minus j omega into x of e raised to j omega. Note that when the signal is delayed by n samples, the spectrum of amplitude is unchanged. So, for that purpose, x of e raised to j omega is available, whereas the spectrum phase is changed by omega n. So, phase spectrum will be changed by minus omega n. Conjunction property. X of n having the DTFT is x of e raised to j omega, then x complex x of n is DTFT is the complex of x of complex x of e raised to minus j omega n. As a result, x of n is real. We have x of e raised to minus j omega is equal to complex of x of e raised to j omega n. That is, the spectrum magnitude is an even function of omega and the spectrum phase is an odd function of omega. Differencing and accumulation property. Differencing using the linearity and time shift property, x of n DTFT is x of e raised to j omega. Then the DTFT of the first difference signal is given by x of n minus 1 is equal to 1 minus e raised to minus j omega x of e raised to j omega. And the accumulation property, suppose let y of n is equal to summation n is equal to minus infinity to n x of n. Then y of e raised to j omega is equal to x of e raised to j omega divided by 1 minus e raised to minus j omega plus pi x of e raised to j theta j0 summation k is equal to minus infinity to infinity delta of omega minus 2 pi k. This is the accumulation property. Parseval's relation. So if the signal x of n having the DTFT x of e raised to j omega, then summation n is equal to minus infinity to infinity mod of x of n bracket square is equal to 1 by 2 pi integral over the 2 pi mod of x of e raised to j omega bracket square d omega. The LHS of the equation 7 represents the total energy, that is mod of x of n bracket square in the signal of x of n, and the integrand mod of x of e raised to j omega in the RHS is the energy density spectrum of x of n. So this is the total energy and this is the energy density spectrum of x of n. So this is the proof of the Parseval's relation. So x of n is equal to summation n is equal to minus infinity to infinity mod of x of n bracket square, that is equal to 1 by 2 pi integration minus pi to the pi mod of x of e raised to j omega square d omega. So that is nothing but the, if you take the left hand side, you can prove the left hand side in this way, that is x of n into complex x of n. So that is x of n, the complex x of n can be represented as a 1 by 2 pi integral over the minus pi to the pi x of e raised to j omega into e raised to j omega and d omega n. So that is x of complex x of e raised to j omega into summation minus limited to infinity x of n into e raised to minus j omega and d omega. And this term is nothing but the x of e raised to j omega bracket square. So that is nothing but the 1 by 2 pi integral over the 2 minus pi to the pi mod of x of e raised to j omega bracket square d omega. So for this derivation you need the pen and paper so you can derive the properly as well as you can understand this derivation. Convolution, if y of n is equal to x of n into h of n convolved with the h of n, this asterisk sign is the convolution sign. So if the input signal x of n and second input signal h of n is convolution, then its DTFT is the multiplication signal. That is y of e raised to j omega is equal to x of e raised to j omega multiplied by h of e raised to j omega. So we can derive this equation. That is summation minus infinity to infinity x second summation minus m is infinity to infinity x1 of m into x2 of n minus m into e raised to minus j omega m. So if you put k is equal to n minus m, the equation becomes summation m is equal to minus infinity to infinity x1 of m e raised to j omega m into summation k is equal to minus infinity to infinity x2 of k into e raised to minus j omega k. So the first bracket term is represented as the dtft of x1 of e raised to j omega and second bracket represents the dtft of the x2 of e raised to j omega. So that indicates if the input side the signal gets convolved but its dtft will get multiplied. Multiplication, if y of n is equal to a of n into b of n, then it's y of e raised to j omega, that is dt of t is equal to 1 by 2 integration over the period 2 pi a into e raised to j theta plus b into e raised to uh, j omega by omega minus theta d theta. So in RHS of the previous equation is referred as a periodic convolution of a into e raised to j omega into b into e raised to j omega. So the multiplication in time domain corresponding to the convolution in the frequency domain. So if we multiply the signal in time domain, it's corresponding at convolution at the frequency domain. So this sign is indicated as a convolution sign. Next, time reversal, x of n is dtft is x of e raised to j omega, then x of minus n, its dtft will become x of e raised to minus j omega. Multiplication by an exponential sequence, so multiplying x of n by e raised to j omega 0 in time domain corresponding to a shift of omega in frequency domain. So omega 0 shifting in the frequency domain. Differentiation, so x of n is dtft is the x of e raised to j omega, then nx of n is nothing but the j dx of e raised to j omega by d omega. Example, if x of n is equal to a raised to mod of n and where mod of a is less than n 1, so dtft becomes 1 minus a square divided by 1 minus 2a cos of omega plus a square. So these are the steps to solve this equation. Consider the rectangular pulse. So its dtft becomes sine omega into n1 plus 1 by 2 divided by sine of omega by 2. So this function is a discrete counterpart of the sinc function. So this is the rectangular function counterpart of the sinc function which appears in the Fourier transform of the continuous time pulse. And the difference between these two functions is that the discrete one is a periodic, you can see in this figure, with the period of 2 pi, whereas the sinc function is aperiodic. So these are the property table and its Fourier transform. So we already checked this property. There is a linearity property, time shifting, frequency shifting, conjunction, time reversal, time expansion, convolution, multiplication. So there is a one more property, time expansion, that is x of k of n is equal to x of n by k. If n is the multiple of k and it is 0 if n is not equal to the multiple of k. So its Fourier transform becomes x of e raised to j omega. So you already checked all these properties. These are the some properties where conjugate some symmetry and real signals are very important. That is x of n is real, so its dtft is the x of e raised to j omega is equal to complex of x of e raised to j omega. Real part of x of e raised to j omega is equal to real part of x of e raised to minus j omega. Imaginary part of x of e raised to j omega is equal to minus imaginary part of x of e raised to j omega. Mod of x of e raised to j omega is equal to mod of x of e raised to j omega. Angle of x of e raised to j omega is equal to minus angle of x of e raised to j omega. So you can note down all these properties which are useful for while solving the equation as well as plotting the magnitude as well as phase spectrum plot. Symmetry for real even function, odd function, even or decomposition of real signals, and Parseval's relation or aperiodic. So these are the some signals, basic signal and Fourier transform, and with coefficients also. If your signal is ak into e raised to jk 2 pi 2 n divided by n into n, 2 pi n divided by n into n, so its Fourier transform becomes this. If your signal is 1, that is e raised to j omega 0 into n, so 2 pi Fourier transform becomes 2 pi summation of n is equal to minus to infinity delta of omega minus n omega 0 minus 2 pi n cos omega 0 n. So the Fourier transform will be this sin omega 0 n x of n is equal to 1, then periodic sequence delta of n minus kn and a raised to n u of n. These are the some more properties. So it is useful while solving the examples. You can use this directly equation as a solution. If your input signal is delta of n minus n0, so its Fourier transform or DTFT becomes e raised to minus j omega n0. Thank you.